Yeah, sorry, my eyes are squinting there. Hello, what's up, guys? It's Joshua here. Today I'm going to talk about what I would do differently if I were to start high school again. So, if I were to start from the beginning, I would do differently. In high school, in the first year, as a freshman, I just spent goofing around, and I didn't really learn from that. I just spent the majority of the time up until when I was 7. Me a response, and yeah, it's because back in high school I was a complete asshole, a complete different person to who I am now. And generally in society I'm quite polite, and I wouldn't say outgoing, but I've learned to be more comfortable around others and letting them speak first instead of just jumping in with my own preconceptions and assuming that I know everything, assuming that the world revolves around me, when I revolve with the world and evolve with the world, or I can sync with the world. It's up to me. It's all down to decisions. So, yeah, unfortunately, in high school, trying to make friends, I was trying too hard. Also, it's trying to get girls, and unfortunately, I was trying too hard. And, even a teacher told me, like, I'm going to trouble for the millionth time, that I was too hard, because I suffered from behavior issues. So, yeah, the behavior issues were partly due to being unable to consistently focus and stay on task. You see, I had like hyper focus and then lower states of focus. So I'd only be interested in a select few things, and everything else just got brushed to the wayside. And at the time, it was video games, porn, and writing comic books. So, yeah, I didn't succeed to the level that I wanted to. And then as I grew older, these misplaced desires, because you think that you want everyone to like you, and you think that you want the best grades, because that's where it went from desiring a network of friends, wanting to be popular, to wanting the best grade so you can go to the best university. And I failed relative to what I was hoping to achieve. I achieved average at the AS levels, and then decided that I wanted to do better. I watched a bunch of videos from people who were going to Exeter and Oxford, and they achieved their top grades in their second year, but they messed up in their first year. And I thought, well, the second year would be different. Again, same results, so then I lowered my standards, and for the third year, with switching to a different subject, the second year of A levels, it was because I actually stayed behind a year, just something I'm not proud of. The same result, and even though I tried a bit harder, that was exactly where the problem lied, or where the problem laid. It was lane. It was where I was trying too hard for my own good. And even though I guess I had a vision, I had a plan, it was very loose. I wanted to study economics or something. It was just, I was trying too hard. And you see, what do I mean by that? Well, this ties into a previous video of how to get out of a rut. And, honestly, I think I'm still in a rut, but half out of it. I'm like half foot in the rut and half foot out, because at least I realise now that the circumstances I'm in are unfavourable. But the problem that I have is with taking action and follow through. But the thing is, when that action and follow through is driven by any, switch the light on here, any need, desire, maybe that's a bit too bright. What do you think? I think, yeah, when it's driven by like neediness. So, emotions such as desire, over-ambition, resentment, wanting to be different from my dad and prove him wrong. And it was driving me to take the wrong actions. And I would have achieved success if I didn't want it. If I didn't want it, if I was just indifferent to it and not apathetic, because that's something completely different. Apathy is just when you don't care, like you say, oh no, it's hopeless, I'm not going to make it. No. So you think that you can make it, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. And, it's easier to just say, oh yeah, abundance mindset, which is essentially what it is. But it's so easy to just say, I'll be in an abundance mindset. But for the abundance mindset to actually work and to materialize, you've got to work through your emotions. So, yes, I was journaling a lot back then, but it was just journaling about desires and wants. And also, I was a bit into the law of attraction as well, as a bit kooky back then. So, yeah, and instead it would be just letting go, essentially, just letting go of the desire to get good grades, the desire to fit in, the desire to make friends, the desire to get dates, the desire to make progress in the gym, which I flaked out of a couple of times in high school. Just letting go of all desires and letting go of all resentment, wanting to prove my dad wrong, wanting to prove bullies from the past who all dissipated, they all disappeared into nothingness when I was about 16. So, yeah, just lack of wanting to prove those people wrong and wanting to prove anything to them and wanting to prove anything to yourself, and working off of guilt from previous rejections and failing tests, the shame from having to sit behind a year and, feeling as though my intelligence is lower than others. And it's even got to the ridiculous point where I was looking up at IQ tests, and even though I scored like a slightly above average, I just wouldn't buy it. And I was even looking at pictures of people with low IQs and saying, oh yeah, I have a low IQ face shape. Just let go of all of that. Let go of all the guilt, all the resentment, all the anger, all the wanting, and just be accepting of what you have. And if I would have just accepted what I had instead of wanting more and creating this void inside of myself that needed to be filled with grades and with with popularity, I would have actually have gotten somewhere in high school. And now, I'm totally fine with going down the path of being an entrepreneur, and that doesn't require grades in high school. It doesn't require the the best A levels. It's all it requires is the willingness to help others, and the desire and drive to solve problems. And yeah, you don't really need anything beyond that. You don't even need to be that intelligent. So anyone else who says otherwise, haven't worked through all of this. Maybe they feel as though they don't have to, and that's fine, because some people just get by. But watching this video and you relate to it, then you clearly have the same issue that I had. It's the attachment, becoming too attached to circumstances, to events, wanting, to other people say that you must. Don't even need to stick through high school and stick through the same, go to university, college. You don't even need that. So if you were to let go, you find that you work more effortlessly. Like I've let go, and I've gone back into writing comics now, and for some reason they're just flowing naturally. All of my ideas are just flowing out, and that's not what I want to go into. That's just a side project. That's not like my business model or anything. I'm just doing this as a hobby, but all of my ideas just flow out, and I've found that I'd like to think I've for juggling, but it's it's hard work and repetition that will build these abilities, and then maybe one day I'll have multiple circus skills, and we can do a live stream or something. I can show them all off. But yeah, so to recap, just let go, calm down. You can meditate if it helps you, but you can do this in a journal. You can just write down as an actionable step, like what the payoffs are of getting the grades and attracting the girl, and just write down all the payoffs, and then each one of them you let go of. You ask yourself what you're being driven by, what each payoff is being driven by, and you'll find that there's fear, there's resentment towards your father, and your father work hard enough, and you feel guilt. You've got to work harder because other people have told you that you're a bum, that you're a slacker, and maybe in the past you learned some classes like I was. You feel a bit stupid because of it, and you just let go of all of that. You just let you internalize it. You're like, oh, is that so? And then you realize that nothing is so. It's just a creation of the mind, and it doesn't mean anything, because nothing is as thick as the present moment. So everything else is just you don't need it. You can cut it off. Yeah, I hope that helps. Stay blessed.